This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I could be reading right now, and instead I'm reviewing Alice, a Czech adaptation of the classic Lewis Carroll book from Jan Švankmajer, released back in 1988. If you don't know that story, the gist of it is that a young girl named Alice gets bored one day and begins chasing after a white rabbit, falling into a strange and confusing world called Wonderland. She meets a colorful cast of characters, all of whom are clinically insane in some manner or another, and eventually the Queen of Hearts, who is obsessed with decapitating those around her, including Alice. On paper, there's not much to differentiate this movie from any other adaptation of the story. It's in the execution that the film stands out from the others. Švankmajer's adaptation transplants the traditionally fantastical and imaginary locations and characters of Carroll's story into what seems to be an abandoned house, a much drearier and more contemporary setting than anyone might think for such a story to take place. Furthermore, the film's characters, save for Alice herself, are inanimate machinations come to life, such as the white rabbit being sourced from a taxidermied rabbit, the Mad Hatter being a stringless marionette, or the caterpillar coming from a sock with eyes. Even the Queen of Hearts is able to move around despite being a literal playing card. All of this is accomplished through stop-motion animation, which adds to the surreal and unusual nature of the film. The animation is rough and jerky, which gives everything a creepy and unnatural look that only adds to the unworldliness of the film's setting and events. Over the course of the film, though, it almost becomes natural, thanks in part to the animated figures existing in a live-action world alongside Alice, who is the only living character in the movie. And even then, she's made into an animated figure at times, such as when she is shrunken after eating some tarts. Other than this element, though, the film is pretty straightforward with its story, minus a few characters or other stories that are otherwise synonymous with Alice in Wonderland. There also isn't too much else to talk about in terms of technicals. The film is mostly silent, save for brief bits of narration from Alice herself and natural noises from the world. The colors of the film are rather dull, though it's appropriate given the desolation of the setting. The cinematography of the film is really good though, being able to capture a good sense of scale between Alice and the inhabitants of Wonderland, or taking small things in the world and making them feel large and almost otherworldly. So there isn't much to talk about in the way of Alice's story or characters, since there isn't much new added to the story, nor many fleshed out characters in the first place. But the film is not so much about adding to the original story, as much as it is reinterpreting what is already there. There is more to the story that I wish could have been explored by the movie, but it still hits the mark well, I feel. Alice, Jan Švankmajer, 1988. 4 stars. I recommend giving it a watch if you can find it. That's the end of this review. You know the drill. Like, comment, sub. It would be nice to get more movies like this though, so hopefully the ghosts running this place keep up the good work.